Is my headphones connected? Yes. Right. Live. Post. Untameable. We are on episode 8. No sound? Right. Wait, is this live? Oh, this was live the whole time. Oh. I had no idea. Anywho, hi everyone. Welcome to the second half of this. Give me a second. Welcome to the second half of this adventure. Let me disconnect my headphones. There we go. So, you're just randomly ranting and I might have to put a notification out saying that I am doing this, so give me a second. In fact, let me do it on live and I don't have to leave chat. Oops. No, I don't want a new note. Go away. YouTube, come back. Right. View my own channel. Really? He's doing the second half of come say hi. There we go. Hi! I just wanted to put a notification out there in case some people hadn't found this yet. Which they might not have, I don't know. That's episode 1. We want a slight misunderstanding. That's the one we want. So, are y'all ready? I think we're ready, guys. Let's do this. Randomly explaining stuff. And I have more time this time, so I can just, like, let it run. These don't exist. These characters don't exist. To start with, I just needed a thing for Owen to think about, so that's what that was. Anyway. Moving on. Also, I was thinking about why I came up with the whole vaccine situation, and then I realized, when did I post this? 3 months ago. Exactly 3 months ago. Hi. I was doing history of medicine in Britain for school. And one of the dudes we learned about was called Edward Jenner, and he invented the vaccine. So I think I stole it from my history lessons. Anyway, for those of you who are new and haven't seen the first video, this is the level of random you're gonna get. Randomly talking about stuff. Also, this is my favorite Owen outfit. Like, work-wise. Favorite work outfit. It's a bit random to say, but... yeah, there's not a lot... oh. But anyway, how has your guys' day been? Also, the reason why the name is not documented in the system is because Rain refused to say his name the entire time he was at the shelter, so they wouldn't have got his name. Anyway, just like random little things that don't need explaining, but I'm explaining them anyway. This is gonna be right. I'll explain it when we get to it. I'll explain it when we get to it. I just remembered there's a thing in this episode. But yeah. Oh, and you'll be fine. Wouldn't worry too much, mate. Oh, and if it wasn't clear, this scene is directly after the scene from the previous episode. So when Axel was explaining to Rain why he never really asked for his name, this is directly after it. It's just like this is all in one day. So yeah. I'm alright, thanks. How are you doing? Everyone's really quiet. Everyone's so quiet, honestly. But yeah, I'm doing alright. I really don't mind if I'm just ranting and nobody hears. That's completely fine. Do I ever explain why he needs the vaccines? I can't remember. I think I do. If I don't, and we deal with the whole vaccine situation without an explanation, I will explain. I can't remember if I do. But oh well. I got a song around my head, so bear with me. Not a lot to say, to be fair. Is there actually anything in this scene I can comment on? Not that I can think of, but hey, we're gonna watch it anyway. I have to go. Oh, okay. Bye bye. Have fun. It's fine. Don't be sorry. It's alright. I might explain the what's going through Rain's head though in this next scene, because I don't know. I just feel like it. I'll. So I'll explain because like he's gone in very stern. By the way, Axel is stern and looking annoyed. He's not annoyed at Rain. He's annoyed at mostly Owen for not telling him in advance or anything and just randomly dropping him on this now. Um, but Rain, come into shot. Rain, there's two things. A, because he's seen Axel's demeanor and behavior and everything, and the seriousness and annoyance. So he's thinking he's annoyed at him. And then him coming back to the shelter is the only thing he's thinking is like, I'm being sent back kind of thing. Like he's given up, I'm being sent back. And he's like, this what? Just no. So that's what's going through his mind. Sort of. I mean that's the best way I can put it. But yeah. Excuse my swallowing if you hear that. I feel bad. Um, I apologize in advance. And then just runs off. So then Axel's like, I don't want to deal with this today. I've got enough going on. And just runs off. And then they run off and stuff. Is this the last scene of this section? No, it's not. The fact. Yo, we meet Elias at the end of this episode. I just realized. Damn, that is sad. Wait, what did he say beforehand? I can't remember what did you thunk, person? What did you thunk, brain? Oh, what did I do? Yeah, that thought right there proves that he doesn't actively care, but like he understands that Axel is different from everybody. But like the fact that all of this is happening and the attitude and all that, and basing off recent events, he's there thinking he's done something wrong to deserve to go back. And then he's like, but wait, no, why the heck did I care? He's like, I shouldn't have trusted him. Like, why did I fall for that kind of thing? That's what he's thinking. Ish. You can tell him by his footsteps. I think I did this scene in like 2 different days. Like half of this scene was in one day that I did, and then the other half of this scene I did the next day or something. So I'm just worried if it doesn't really make sense. Come on, Axel, what are you gonna say? Good. Okay. Okay, so I do explain why he needs the vaccinations. Now, okay, I do explain. This is the explanation for those that forgot. But yeah, it's a case of there are some really bad diseases in this world that only affects wolves. Humans aren't really susceptible to these, and if some are, it doesn't really affect them that bad, but it can literally be lethal to wolves. So like they need this vaccination. So yeah, that's the vaccination thing. He has a good point. I will be honest though. Oh wait, that's supposed to be cooperate. Oh god damn it. That's supposed to be cooperate. I guess so. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I just threw that explanation in for the sake of I needed an explanation. So, yeah. Wait, this is the scene. This is the scene, guys. This. This. Anybody who's watched the previous live stream would understand what I'm referring to. All those that have actually picked up on this in the storyline. But usually it's Axel offering to help Rain get up, and Rain just straight up refusing. But it's actually Rain actively going, you know what, come up. And this is important. Look at the reaction. Look, the trust, the happiness. Hi! The hand offer, but it's Rain. Uh huh. Hi, Harriet. You have the same name as my cousin. That's a really random thing to say. I don't think my cousin watches my stuff though, so that'd be weird. But yeah, that's like the little things that I add into the first half. Honestly, the first half of this was so planned. It makes so much sense and the storyline just works. I'm scared the second half isn't making as much sense or seems just less coherent and together. But oh well. I still try. But yeah. Look at the little happy. It's just like yay. Yeah. I love adding those little random intentional things. Also, Brianna, hi. Also, random thing that I'm probably going to explain in Owen and Haru, Owen and Hero's story. But these two, by the way, the whole of Untameable is based in England. Axel is from France, which I've like pretty much evaluated anyway because Louise is French. These two are from America, so like barely any of the cast is actually English. These two are actually in from America and they moved to England. So I don't know why, but there you go. Random fact. I felt like revealing it. Ethnicities isn't like too much of a deal though, so he's like, oh god, I'm so gonna get hurt, but I'm not gonna die. But yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. There's not a lot to say in this scene, to be honest. There really isn't. Excuse that, that was offensively loud. Meaning. Also, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. I have my fan on, so if you hear wind noises, that'll be why. Um, but yeah. Also, this was like a trio for like a really good long time. So, yeah. These two are closer to each other, though, to be fair, in the trio. Like, basically, what I'm saying, Axel and Brianna aren't actually that close, but they are still kind of a trio. But, like, not really. But yeah, watching these knowing that Brianna did to Rain feels weird. I know! And it did get me wondering, like, when did people first start suspecting Brianna? I don't know if I think I might have hid it a little too well to the point of like it was only suspectful when literally Axel was like, "It's Brianna," like, or something like that. I don't know. I can't. Like, I'm genuinely curious when people actually started to suspect her, but it probably is from that moment, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not you lot, so. But yeah. There isn't a lot of Brianna, to be fair, in the early part. To be fair, there's not a lot of Brianna in the whole series. She's only like appears 5 times. This being the fourth time. Is this the fourth time? She was at. She was with Owen in episode 3. She was at the supermarket. She's here now, and then she's at the. And then she's. This is. She's only appears 4 times. Oh my gosh. 4 times. Also, I will say, somebody pointed out in the comment. Let me see if I can find it. That's the description. Somebody said, I can't find them. Where did it was you? Yeah, but somebody said, and I told my best friend, and she's like, yeah, definitely, you should have made that happen. And I regret it now. I wish I did. Like, damn it. I wish I did have that situation. For those of you who couldn't be bothered to read the comment, the person was explaining how they thought that Axel was gonna hold Rain's hand or like support him in some kind of way instead of just standing there. So yeah. Also, I was gonna split this episode in two. Like I was gonna end it at this foresty scene originally and do all of this in the next episode, but then I didn't. Obviously, so another random thing. Sorry, I've got a drink. So yeah. Also, it is genuine that if you relax, it does hurt less. But it's really hard to, so like, yeah. You just kind of gotta deal with it, to be fair. And then he's just like, nope, I'm out of here. I ain't dealing with that. Bye, Brianna. See you in a couple episodes. Hi, Elias. How are you doing? Ugh. There isn't a lot of There isn't a lot of Elias prior to the whole kidnapping situation, to be fair. It is entirely just this scene, which is spread across the two episodes. Now we're on to the next episode, episode 9. It is just this scene, to be honest, and then it's... Yeah, it is just this scene. Oh my god, this is Mabel! We get to see Mabel! I need to chill. But yeah, Elias was way more obvious as a bad guy, mostly because of Rain's reaction towards him, than I think Brianna was. So I think that just kind of worked. Also, this reaction that he gains, he is fully now aware of who Rain is. He's like, oh, you're Rain. But he keeps playing along, acting all innocent because he's trying to hide the fact that he's technically doing illegal stuff. So, yay. Or was it that phrase that got him like, oh? I can't remember if it was at that moment or the other, or that one, where it was the realization. Da, da, da. What else is there to say in this scene? There isn't a lot. Damn. Oh, that's a whole situation I was gonna do that I never did. I just remembered. Basically, the reason why hold on, wait, hold on, wait. Oh god, another name issue. The reason Rain is asking for Owen is because he was gonna try and get Owen to kick Elias out, but I never showed that and I never did that. I apologize. So that's why he was asking for Owen. It was like we need to kick him out kind of thing, but like I never showed that. That scene never made it into the final cut. This is I'm pointing out background characters you'd recognize if you had no idea from the previous episode. This is Ashley from that fashion meme that I did. You won't know that one. Also really random detail, which I'll point out in a minute. In a minute, though. Let's get this little section done. Keep in mind, this dude in the background is also a wolf. The background dude also reacts to the noise. And if you had no idea, from all the way over here, he could hear Mabel crying. So that's why he's like, I'm going. But the wolf in the background also reacts to the noise, even though the noise never happens. So, really random thing to point out. But there you go. Random information. Mabel! I was making Mabel's design as an entire. Like, originally I was going to use her as a massive Oriana reference. Mostly with hair was where I was going with this. Trying to make it like an Oriana reference. Um, and was entirely not intending to bring her back. But people wanted her back. My best friend begged me to bring her back, so she's back. But yeah, and a whole episode that's just an entire Oriana reference, which I think is the most obvious reference. Yeah, it probably is. And with the way that Mabel speaks in this scene, I tried to make it as realistic as to a kid that is crying would sound like, but written, which was really difficult because I was like, how the heck do you go from like really stuttery and like breathing in and sniffing and crying while trying to write it down. So this is how it ended up coming out. But yeah. Also, I don't think I ever explained, she was at a birthday party, hence why she's kind of dressed up in like a princessy themed outfit. She was at a birthday party, and her mum just kind of left her there. But the birthday party wasn't at the birthday person's house, so like they couldn't just leave her at the venue, so she kind of just ended up in the street. So yeah. Also, the whole situation with her arm was gonna be that she got attacked by somebody, but then I completely dropped that and then kind of brought it back and then dropped it again. I just didn't really like the idea of somebody attacking a young child. But then I couldn't back out of it because she like clearly like I mean Rain even thinks about it and mentions it. So like I couldn't entirely drop it, but then I just decided to come up with the I don't know, she fell over or something. Kind of explanation. So that's another thing to point out. Um I really have a lot of. Is there anything else to? There's a couple things to say in this scene, to be honest. Um, in fact, there's the one thing. And if you notice, Rain's behavior is actually different. That is intentional. It's also probably not that different, but still slightly different. Um, his reaction. I'll point it out in a minute when it happens. This. This was one of the first was intentionally going to be one of the first moments where I was like, let's start developing feelings. This is like appreciation, adorational kind of look, I think. I don't know what I was trying to go for here, but it was like a oh, okay, let's do this. And just kind of like, yeah, let's roll with it. So that was what that was supposed to be. But yeah. Also, fun fact. I pointed her out as a background character earlier, which I've only just noticed I've used her as a background character and the mother, which is a little awkward. Um, um, but Mabel's mother, the character I use for Mabel's mother, is also Ashley. So that's also kind of weird, which is ironic because Ashley kind of looks like Mabel. So, which is a little weird. But yeah. But yeah. This is just even more proof that kids just don't like Axel. Except Ariana. Ariana's the only kid who's relatively okay with Axel. Also, I could be wrong, but I do believe this is actually the first time Rain smiles. I think so. Hi! Tomorrow's a holiday, so I get to go. So I got time to spare. Nice! Hi! Welcome. And as I was saying, this probably is this the first time he smiles? I think this is actually the first time he smiles, which is a little alarming because that's like 9 episodes in. Oh well, character development. So yeah, I think it is the first time. Yeah, how many times does he smile? He doesn't smile a lot, actually. He smiles around Hero. He in the aftermath of the whole Elias situation. He smiles basically all the time around Oriana. And I think re-meeting Oriana is like the next time he like majorly smiles. He doesn't smile a lot, but he does like occasionally. But it's mostly at Oriana. So like yeah, you kind of need to be on a close level relationship to be able to see this man smile. Or a child for that matter. Just be a child and then boom, you get love and attention from him. As I said before, this is exactly the same person as this person. It's literally the same character and I've only just noticed. Anywho, where were we up to? It is also um I can show you. I just have to try and remember where I am. That is Ashley, who I have shown already as a character in this. This is Ashley, which is weird, and I noticed as well. She actually does kind of look like Mabel, which is probably why I used her. But I can't. That's Ashley and Jace. For those people who had no idea, Jace was mentioned in the previous video, previous stream. So yeah, there you go. Where are we up to? We're at the Lonely Child, aren't we? We're like here. There we go. Anyway, let's continue. And the immediate defensiveness as well. More father instincts being shown and hinted at. So enjoy that. um oh, there's another thing I want to mention in this scene, and that's how this scene ends. It was gonna go in such a different direction, but for some reason I ended it the way I did. And I'm so annoyed at myself. So yeah. She's annoying. We don't like this woman. She appears twice, I think. No, she only appears this one time, but when Mabel reappears, she doesn't. But the way this ends, like, why Brain? Why, so many people were mad at me for ending it this way, and I don't blame them. I really don't. Like, in my mind, I had to figure out something, because I knew I didn't want Mabel to stay at this point in time of making the actual screenshots. I didn't want Mabel to stay. I just wanted her to be a one-time episode situation, to be like a hint towards Oriana and her existence. So I couldn't actually have them keep her. But like the way they were defending and everything, like it wouldn't make sense for them to just walk away, and yet I still did it. Why? I think I was gonna like originally go for like a fight or something, but I never did. So yeah. Also, this is directly after it. It doesn't at first mention the fact that it's directly after it, and they don't actually talk about Mabel, but it is. This is directly after. This is when they get home. Well, no, never mind. They do say. I couldn't remember if they did or didn't. I wish they kept her. Yeah, but Hero and Owen do, so it's fine. It's fine. And yeah. Wait a minute. How long has he been wearing those? It's been 6 episodes and probably about a month. Whoops. Oh well, that's not a good thing. Also, you could still punch Owen even with them on. So I yeah, anyway. I just couldn't think of any other reason, and that's just how my brain will put it. How long will the series be? Well, what episode are we at? We're episode 25, right? 25. I'm planning on about 6 more episodes, so 30, 31 episodes long. That is a long series. God damn. But in my defense, these episodes aren't that long, so it probably is an equivalent to about a 15, 16 episode series that has like 20-minute videos. So it's just the length of the videos, I think, that makes it such a long series. But anyway. Is this the first thank you? I think it is. I can't. Yeah, it is. This is the first thank you. The first thank you. We're making progress. And we're losing progress. I completely forgot this is the everything is fine episode. Where everything is clearly not fine. But oh well. He did not trip on the table leg. Can confirm. I don't even know what crashed. There was nothing he could have bumped into that made a crash sound, so that's even more confusing. I don't think these through when I'm making them. I really don't. Also, this is the next day, if nobody ever guessed. And he's extremely dizzy and has a banging headache, so that's why he's A, slow to respond, and B, looking basically absolutely tired. So, for people who had no idea. There's not a lot to say. Also, the hands flaying out is also because he's like dizzy. So I don't know. There's not a lot to explain. Might skip actually. I start skipping scenes again. I'll start here. Let's go to this scene because I want to talk about this and try and explain the really weird numbering. So it obviously explains what the heck a tamer is in this situation, but most tamers do this, but they don't do it in like a healthy atmosphere. Think of it as like a Victorian school, sort of. Tamers, their goal is to try and get wolves from being violent to being like calmed and controlled. That's their job. In this instance, he does it in like a helpful way that's actually helping the wolf to become a better person. Most tamers just use extreme discipline. So, yeah. That's that, which I don't think I explained. I do say this whole scene was mostly just to explain the shelter, to be honest. I didn't really... um but this bit of information here, the bit of information here I will take the time to explain. um I think 13 might have been an overstep, I will be honest, in the numbering. Now I'm thinking about it with hindsight, but yeah. So, some of these wolves he was taming took a while. Some of these didn't take a while. So that's how you could get through about like 30 or so in the span of. When would he have started? Let's say he starts at like age 19, roughly 20. In the span of 4 and 5 years, taming like that many people is a relatively achievable goal. So, yeah. Oh wait, I never explained Rain's age. Rain is 20 something. I forgot. Rain is 27. I remembered now. He is 27 years old. He's 24, he's 27, which isn't that bad of a gap. Oh, and just casually falls over. He was leaning back too far, so he fell over. But yeah. Um, and then we have Axel debating if something's going wrong. Oh, what does Owen say? Oh, he needs help. Hanging up. Just having a random conversation. So what is it you want? Oh my gosh, this is Josh. We get Josh. I just realized there's two Joshes in the same thing. God damn it. There's two Joshes. There's this Josh and then there's the other Josh that was a recent dude. For those of you who had no idea, Josh and Hannah, who appears in the next episode, are characters that I made on a live stream doing a 3-color challenge. Hence why they probably look a little weird. Because I made them in Gacha. I made him in Gacha during the live stream, I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember why. But I did. But yes. We have Josh. So let's skip to the next episode where it's basically just the whole point of this episode was to like give time away from Rain and the house so that I can somehow magically get Elias to take Rain somehow. But yes. Oh yeah, wasn't the medicine that was given to Rain from Brianna making him infected when it yeah. The Brianna switched out because at that point she is definitely working with Elias. Brianna switched the one of the vaccines with a type of sedative that it took a while to kick in. Hence why he was slowly getting more and more dizzy throughout the day. So like getting more and more dizzy and sleepy. That's literally why. So by this point he's probably unconscious at the house. I don't know. And he somehow gets taken. But like this whole episode was to try and take that thing away. So then when Axel goes home, there's literally nobody home. So yay! But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about Josh and Hannah because there isn't a lot to talk about. But hey, I have come up with a weird, random little mini story in my mind for them, so I will probably explain that. Also, he has tamed him in the past. For clarification. That's why they know each other. So, yes. I think. Should we just skip to the reunion bit? Oh, Hannah! This is Hannah. We also made Hannah in that video, that live stream. We also made a third character, but that character really didn't work. Hannah and Josh are the only two that actually worked design wise. So that's why they're still here. So yeah. Um. Duh, duh, duh. But yeah. I think let's just get to the reunion because I'm in the mood to explain the little mini story I came up for these two guys. Hug and then I'll explain. Hug. Thank you. Back away. Get back away. Back up. Back it up. Thank you. Okay. So, whether you guys want it or not, I'm explaining. So, the little weird little story I have for these guys is relatively simple. It's mostly just um these two have known each other before. Well, they've known each other for quite some time, probably childhood besties as well. And then they were in this one keepers at one point in time, and they got separated. Obviously, because otherwise, how else do they have a reunion? They got separated from each other and haven't seen each other for like roughly 2, 3 years. I think I mean it. And now they finally see each other again. And she thought he was dead. I think that was another thing I wanted to randomly add in. But yes. So that's the whole them two situation. Which, hey, it's something. Oh yeah, they were dating prior to separating, so. Yeah. And then we get on to the Axel goes home. Oh, this bit is worth mentioning. The My Wolf situation. I think Josh already explains it, so I don't think I need to. Yeah, I was like, what's with the look? And then he never refers to the wolves he cares as his. Because actually, technically, tamers don't actually own the wolf they're taming. Legally, they don't, so. Yeah, anyway. Moving on from that. So this is a hint as like, ooh, they like each other. Or at least Axel likes Rain. I was like, oh, that's what this was supposed to be. And now we get to the disappearing. We're nearly at the main bit of drama, guys. There is one thing I do want to explain, though, in this scene. Not this scene specifically, but this couple these next couple scenes, which I might just skip to it to be fair, because you get the idea. I'm assuming all of you have already seen these. If not, go watch them instead of watching this. Massive spoilers. So yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, the shift thing again. There's damage to the door, which would have been the person breaking in. In fact, in fact, let me just check something, because it's only just come to mind. Was there a specific aspect? Okay, yes. So I just couldn't remember where I went originally with how this all came to be. So there's damage to the door, and find it and think it. Find it and think it. Find it and think it! Thank you. There is blood. It's clearly not Josh speaking. Seriously, myself. God, for God's sake. There is blood on the floor. It is not Rain's blood. Rain is not injured. Hero's the one who got injured. Hero took Rain, obviously under Elias's supervision at this time. But Rain was conscious enough to try and fight back, hence why in the next episode, Hero has a scratch on his face. It is actually Hero's blood, not Rain's, on the floor. But hey, it's enough to get people thinking. To be like panicking and stuff. So yeah, random fact of the day. And there's another thing I'll explain with Hero because I feel like I need to. When Rain was dizzy. Wait, no, we've already read that one. Sorry. Also, random thing, Rain kept fake sleeping a lot around, particularly around Elias and like the people he didn't like, in hopes that they just leave him alone. But Elias, like, had Elias know this, hence the I know you're awake. Why do I explain things that already get explained in the? Oh my god, I'm explaining things that aren't needed to be explained. I'm, I'm sorry. Yeah, I really like. Look, in my defense, I posted so often because I was on a high. I was dead, like, I'm interested, I'm excited, like, I need to get these out. And I had ideas, and I was just like, on like a machine. I was like posting. No cliffhangers, no long cliffhangers for you guys. Although this next couple of episodes, they might have really long cliffhangers. But that's only because life is gonna get very busy very quickly. And I am not finishing Untameable in the next week. Or two. The next 1.5 weeks. So, yeah. Anywho. Prepare for potential massive cliffhangers later on. But anyway. To this moment in time. I might need to clear up some stuff and some information that's thrown about. I think, is it this episode that some information is thrown about? Specific bits of info? I think it is. I can't remember. I have to catch up, lol. I've been busy. Yeah. When was the last... Hold on, let me pause. What was the last episode you just watched? Because I need to be careful, because there's stuff that's recently happened that's like massive build up. But I don't know how far you... How far into it are you? Which episode? I'm intrigued now. Anyway. We'll continue for those who don't want to listen to the conversation. But yeah. I probably should be reading so then I can actually talk about stuff. The only thing of information that I could think of possibly sharing is what the heck Hero actually does in this scene. There you go. See, there's a scratch. So it's actually Hero. Okay. I don't know if I've explained this already, but Hero is an enigma in this universe. Um, and in my universe of Omegaverse universe, so many S's. Um, enigmas have abilities. I've yet to like properly decipher what the heck his ability is, but judging off this, I think it's just like telekinesis or something. I don't know. But he managed to make him unconscious and then just casually picks him back up again. So like I don't know what the heck his ability is. I think I did have an idea and then just completely forgot. Which sucks. But hey. So yeah, that's why so yeah, he's got ability. Or abilities. I have yet to figure it out. So yeah. Oh, it's Paris again. As a background character. Maybe slight gravitational force? Maybe. I don't know. Axel is annoyed. I think he's connected the dots at this point because it was not long after. It's really not long after the vaccinations, is this? So I think he's put two and two together. I'm not. Don't think. I can't remember. Has he? Is that what he's ranting at here? I can't remember. Although I can't remember my own content, and then I get surprised by my own stuff sometimes. So yeah, that is kind of funny to be fair. Supposed to be gone, not done. Oh my gosh. Vicken and Brianna has to do something with it. Yeah, and then he's like, "What? What do you mean my sister's got something to do with this?" Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I seriously, I don't need to explain most of this stuff. It explains itself. Those aren't side effects. So if it wasn't a side effect, then who said it was the right vaccine? But yeah. Wait! Oh my god, Ariana's at the end of this episode! It takes 12 episodes to have Oriana. Oriana's in this one. But like at the very end. No, but she does. She did. She does, and she did do something like that. I feel apologies in advance, mate, but she does, and she did. um, yeah. This is just. Oh, oh, we get this scene next. Oh, wait. There's a couple things that I should probably explain because there's a lot of silent conversation. If Owen only knew what she did. Yeah, I do feel bad for Owen because I know the storyline for his backstory and actually how close him and Brianna are. And like, yeah. In fact, I will skip over that scene because I don't want to accidentally explain because if I accidentally explain it, it entirely spoils the whole thing for an upcoming thing, so let's not spoil. But I will explain a couple things in this scene because there are a couple things that I feel like actually decently need explaining. um. So yeah. But let's get up to it. Also, he's allowed to just freely roam around the building, hence why in one episode, which I did notice after posting it, that Rain tries to break down the door and then Hero just leaves through the same door. That's the next episode though. I don't want to know how many times she had and would have sold, but I'm sure it's one too many. Yeah, it probably is one too many. Um, but like, it's not that she's done that before a lot of times. Like, there's specific motives and stuff and all of that. And in fact, the more I'm thinking about it, I don't even know why. Oh no, I'll figure that out later. But anyways, continuing with this situation. Just the doing Hero at this point was so heartbreaking, and yet I want to say fun, but fun isn't the word of putting it. It was very interesting doing a character like him, and like his personality type, but like, god damn, it was heartbreaking. Making these scenes is just completely hopeless, given up on any kinds of happiness, just accepting that this is the life he's always gonna have. Like, oh, my life. Honestly. Yeah, I probably should explain this situation. I think it does it explain itself? It doesn't. It doesn't explain itself. Okay. Um well, it kind of does, but kind of doesn't. Okay, so Elias is a breeder. That's like his profession in the pet system. And um so often, particularly the illegal type of breeders, tend to intoxicate with specific kind of, I don't know what they're called. There is a name for them. Um, intoxicate them and just send them into the different, send the two into a room and wait until that. So yes, it's so true. Do not fall in love with your own creation. It will only make things harder for oneself. I can't help but love Hero as a character. He's just such an adorable character. I love him too much. But like, yeah, so yeah, that's illegal. Like, there are legal things around breeding, which is why not many people in this universe do it. But the legal way to do it is through just, it's consented. It has to be completely consented between both parties. This is not what's going on here. He's just kind of hit. The entire reason why Hero's in this room was to watch Rain. But because Rain's had experience with Elias, he assumed that this was supposed to be one of those moments, and then it's like, no, it's not. It's not. Why did I add that in? I don't know. But there you go. And for question, and for anybody who has questions, yes, that is how Ariana came into existence. Yes, that's how pretty much almost all wolves in the pet system come into existence. Yes, it's depressing. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, let's move on. Hold it. Yes, society? Mm, mm, right. Right. Okay.
call her personally.
Okay.
The voice monster. We'll break the Lego.
Okay.
No, you won't, monster. That's too much. That's too naughty.
Goodbye.
Jacob, having his shower from 9 o'clock. After he's done, your turn, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Peoples will be clean.
Yes.
Happy peeps, clean peeps.
Yes.
No, clean peeps, happy peeps.
Okay. Cool. I apologize. My father walked in. Anywho, let's continue the scene. Let's just move on from all of that. I feel bad. The fact that you all just willingly waited, thanks, honestly. Does it actually say? Wait, he doesn't. Okay, um, Hero's been there like basically his entire life. And I can't remember how old I've made him, so do with that information as you will. So yeah, do with that information as you will. Anyway, I think that's the end of that scene, to be fair. Yeah, there's not a lot else for that one. And now we have this one. I was kind of proud of myself for making this background. And it's sad because I could never really use it again because it's obviously Brianna's house. But anyway. And no, she is not home. I don't know where she is, but she's not at the house. I know that for sure. So, again, do with that information as you will. But yeah. Let's go through this conversation, skip to Ariana, and then. So yeah. Unless there's some law in her house despite her not being present anymore. I mean, maybe. I mean, I could so make a situation. But, I don't know. I don't think. Actually, wait, no! I could make her house show up again. I'm not explaining how or why, but I could. Sorry, my friends are having a conversation, so I'm just getting text message after text message. So, yeah. To be fair, with the information that he has at this moment in time, it makes perfect sense for him to defend his sister. Actually, could you could, actually you could, you the background, because she can't own a house if she's in prison. Did I? Oh, I did arrest her! I forgot I did. I arrested both her and Elias. Well, not me specifically. They did get arrested. I can't remember when that's explained, but it's explained at some point. Nice. Anyway, I did forget about that, to be fair. But yeah. Oh my god. People stop slamming doors in the house. They'd be nice. Another crash. I don't even know how there could have been a crash, but there was a crash anyway. Probably Ariana. I mean, that's like the only other person in the house, so let's skip to Ari, because we want Ariana. This actually made me like actively hurt making that making this pose and the other stuff. It like actually I actively hurt while doing that. Like but yeah, moving on. Next episode, episode 13. We're nearly at the end. We're nearly there. Little Ariana. And then there's Owen just standing here, like, questioning everything, because he's like, hold up, it's illegal to own a child wolf, which I've went over previously. So, like, there is actually a legal reason you could send her to prison, other than, intoxicating somebody, which is also illegal. Um, and stuff, so, like, so yeah, he's not questioning everything. Poor Eren. But yes, they're bonding. Oh, also, I forgot to mention because. Also, this is another really random thing. For those of you who have no idea, Ariana is also an enigma, which I have never mentioned. That the way you can spot enigmas is they have a mark. She has this one. Um, Hero does have a mark, but I don't know where I put it. Also, the ear shape is different. Any wolf with this kind of ears instead of the other type is an enigma. So that's one way of telling. And there's a mark. Hero does have one. It's just white, and you can't really see it that well. So I'm still gonna try and point it out the next time he's shown. But yeah, another random bit of information. There's so many random bits of information. Is this the truth? Yes, it is. Okay, I'll skip the one scene then because like it'd be too tempting to try and explain stuff. So yeah, there you go, information. That's why he wanted the kid. Yes, you're following on. Right. Elias wants Ariana, not Rain. So he's working with Brianna in like some kind of weird way in hopes she eventually gets like Ariana. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Also, a time skip, which I don't know if many people picked up on. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. It's in like right there, but hey, it's been a week, and he's no less stressed than he was before. And you're back. And to be fair, I will say, he freaking rocks this outfit. As much as I hate this dude, as much as I hate this man, he freaking rocks this outfit. I don't know. I don't think she was actively hiding her. I think it was more like they were on some weird twisted agreement to work together. And part of it was Elias would eventually get Oriana. I think that might have been part of the bug. I can't remember. Something along the lines of that. But yeah. I know. I'm so proud of this outfit. He's still wearing it to this day. His character is still lying down, like shot and like unconscious, but he's still wearing the outfit. But yeah, why did he ask Rain where his kid is? Oh frick, he did ask, didn't he? Oh, I don't know. Look, I don't know. But long story short, he wants Ariana, and Brianna has Ariana, and Brianna and Elias are working together. That's all I can guarantee you. Any other bit of information is a bit hit or miss, from what I remember. Is playing a triple game. Maybe. Maybe. But yeah. Just sitting up in it. So yes. Um, can I skip most of this episode? It's 11 minutes long. So yeah. But basically, he disappears. Then Axel realizes, and is like, "Oh wait, Elias has Rain." And then the smashing the door, because I do find it extremely ironic the fact that Rain tries to freaking break down this imaginary door at the side of the screen, and then literally how this scene ends, Hero gets up and walks out through this door. I mean, seriously, myself, why? Why do I do it? Also, I feel like it's a decent representation here of like how the pet system can affect wolves in two completely different ways. It's mostly the attitude. Like Rain is like angry and stuff like that most of the time because he actually cares and like is aware that there's a better life and is like fighting for, not kind of fighting for it, but like he's fighting against it because of how bad it is. But Hero's just kind of accepted it, and it's kind of interesting to see the differences. Maybe his ability lets him through the door. I mean, you never know. Or maybe he has some weird teleportation. That could be liable, to be honest. Could be entirely liable. He just has teleportation. As well. Rain, stop punching doors! I just realized this is they have this conversation about punching a door at this point in time, but in one of the later episodes, they're also having a conversation about punching a door. It seems to be a reoccurring thing. It's kind of funny. Now I'm thinking about it like that. But yeah. But yeah. So you shouldn't be fine with this. Well, yeah, duh. It's not normal. It's supposed to say it's not normal, not it's normal. Oh my god. Don't autocorrect. Never mind, he's only been here for about 10 years. I can never remember. Raiden here, his favourite thing to talk about is punching doors. That's how they became friends. To be fair. Also, I will admit, Rain does feel somewhat level of, not responsibility, but like, need to feel like kind of protective over Hero. Like, they've gained a friendship at this point in time. Hence why, in multiple times in this episode and the next episode, he's kind of like concerned and worried for him. So yeah, everyone needs hobbies to connect. Oh wait, I was gonna point out the mark. The mark is here. It's really hard to see, but it is there. I swear it's there. It's just white. I don't know why I chose white of all the colors, but hey. But yeah, his life is truly depressing. It, but yeah. Oh my god, this we're nearly at the moment where he just walks out. Guys, we're nearly there. Remember this door that Rain was punching earlier? Do you remember the door he was punching earlier? Because it was locked? not locked anymore. I can imagine them punching doors together as a custom-made gym exercise. I love how this has just become a thing only because it's happened twice. And Rain, mate, the door's open. The door is clearly unlocked, and you're just standing there. Dude, leave! I swear my logic. It just. My logic does not work anymore. Um, there's a couple things I want to say in this scene. Buddy, you can leave. Yeah, buddy! The door's open! The door is unlocked! Leg it! Decided. Um, Posies was supposed to be a code word that I was gonna interpret as like a this person's about between these two, because sometimes bad people, for example Elias, come into the shelter to try and get wolves. Um, so the staff came up with code words so that if they figured out that one of these people were bad people, they'd use the code words. Maybe he tried to push instead of pull the door open. I mean, you never know. But yeah, so Posies was supposed to be like a code word for like, this is a bad person, we shouldn't, he needs to leave kind of thing. But like, I never really did anything with it, to be fair. The way that he reacts to it is kind of implying that the person does not like Posies. And that's the whole reason why the code. Anyway, let me move on. Oh, we're gonna. How long is the explanation scene? It starts there and it ends there. Good God. Okay. We're nearly at a time I have to skip. Because, again, yeah, I've explained it enough times. I don't need to explain it again. We're finally putting all the pieces together. Good job. Took you a week. Took you a freaking week, mate. We found Brianna, and so we skip to the aftermath. And if anybody has no idea about this scene, then watch it yourself, okay? And then I'll go here. The heartbroken, like, I can't even explain this. God damn it. I can't explain it because it's spoilers. So Elias does have rain. Yay. And she did switch the vaccine. Yay. That's basically a rough summary of the past couple minutes of this video. There you go, guys. So yeah. Brianna, not Ariana. Oh my god, I thought it was meaning like... Oh my... When you say Ariana, I'm there thinking Oriana. Oh my life, I've been confused now. But anyway. So yeah. Thingy goes to save them. I will say though, I'm a little annoyed about this episode because the episode 14, which is the last episode I'll be watching with you all, which is sad. But I'm a little annoyed because I feel like I could have at least let the rescue mission last longer than what? 3 minutes? Not even 3 minutes. That long. That's how long it lasted. And then the rest of this is just aftermath. But anyway, I feel like I could have at least made this last longer, but I didn't. Oh well. But yeah. Also, another really just heartbreaking fact. He does not like he kind of cares. It's not the way of putting it, but like kind of does, but kind of doesn't about Elias. Hence why it's the I came to greet you. Like he still tries to be nice to him because that's just the kind of person this dude is, no matter like how much of an asshole this dude is. He's still like nice to him and does that and like this is literally what he gets hit back with. Oh my god, this is painful to watch. God damn. Ugh. Oh my god, this is the first time he sticks up for himself. And it like nearly kills him. But hey, at least he tried sticking up for himself. Also, I have no idea why Rain is not in the room at this moment in time. I don't know where the heck he's gone, but he's gone. He does reappear, I remember that, but like, I don't know where he went. Says the man using a gun. I mean, like, damn. He really doesn't care if he dies, to be fair. Like, And then he tries to push him out the way. He pulled a Harry Potter and came out from under the stairs. I mean, maybe. No, guys, wait. He comes from the door he can't open. He comes through this door. Guys, he knows how to open this door. He's evolved. Anyway. But yeah, he pushes him out the way, which knocks the aim of this bullet, which is why it does still hit him, but not in a vital spot. But yeah, he's finally learned. But yeah, and then he's like, "Well, why the heck are you smiling?" And then he's like, "Oh, frick, you did get shot." And then he's just like, just don't care, go." And he's like, "No, let's see, level of protective." Yo, he does swear again, and unlearns later on. Hey, he doesn't unlearn. The door is intentionally locked. Axel locks him in that damn room. He does swear. It's exactly. Is that is literally word for word exactly the same thing he says. Like on episode 3. I just noticed. 11 episodes ago, he repeats itself. Swear count. And just yeah, is our level of protectiveness for there's a quite a decent level of protectiveness over Hero. Evidently. He's just like died, like this like you're a horrible person. Mang. For those wondering, Elias did not shoot. At all. The gun did not shoot in Elias's hand. At all. So now there's like a whole level of confusion of like this expression is a level of confusion of what the heck? And then he looks, spots Axel, and he's like, oh, never mind. That makes more sense now. And then Rain's just like, what, somebody's bleeding! So like, don't care about me. Go care about the person who's bleeding. So yeah, and then that's that whole issue done. Boy just shouting from downstairs. And now we get the first sign of he's actually alright with Eren in this episode. Like he's not as like horrible towards him. But yeah. Also, the bonds are gone. The bondages are gone. So really good. Let's go check on Hero. I think, yeah, let's go check on Hero. Oh my god, wait, he also had bondages on, I just remembered. And now they're off. Also, the bondages stop abilities, which is why when he was using his abilities on Rain, he didn't have it on his hand. And then when he does have it on his hand, he wasn't doing anything. So yeah, they also stop abilities as well. And then he's like, you need to sit, so just sits where he is. It's like, what? Poor Owen's just like, what do I do with this? It's like, not on the floor. Don't sit on the floor. To be fair, I will be honest, I do miss him with long hair. I don't know why I decided to give him a haircut, but I do kind of miss his long hair now. I will be honest. But yeah. Yeah, somehow survived. I realized at that point that actually, yeah, he was shot in the head and lived. Well, who cares? It's gacha logic, you know. So yeah, Enigma powers. I mean, maybe you never know. But yeah, he's probably wandered off. Well, he has. I mean, hate to break it to you, but he has. And then the little look. This is it. Ah! The ears lift, and then oh, it doesn't happen at that point yet. But his ears lift. He's found something that doesn't like. He's found something. That's the best way I can put it. Well, I mean, they are literally all the same. It is literally the same background every single time. So, you know, it is literally the same corridors. And then this slightly awkward conversation happens. See, they do get arrested. Elias and Brianna are officially arrested. Let's go. Hero. Did I not say hero? Why are you correcting me? Wait. No. Did you even look at yourself? And again, showing the protective nature of this person. So the house was vacant? Yes. What do you mean the house was vacant? Not to you, sorry. Oh, to myself. Okay. I got concerned. I was confused. Yeah, the house has been roughly vacant this whole time. Actually, no, it hasn't because Oriana has been here the past week. Ariana has been at the house the past week, roughly. So yeah. I'm gonna have to do a stupid count, which is basically how many times Rain calls Axel stupid. And I'm gonna be concerned of actually how many times. I swear. Yeah, I mean Brianna's house. Oh yeah, the Brianna's house has been vacant. When we get back, the first thing you're doing is sleeping. But yeah, some of the comments on this video are just absolutely adorable, so I think I might go through it at the end, because I can. And then I'll finish the stream. Minor insult count 1 plus infinite. Yeah. It's like, I'm fine, I don't need to be checked. And then it's like, fine, if it brings you peace of mind, I can be checked to make sure I'm okay. But yeah. I think a bit wobbly is a bit of an understatement, but yeah, sure, he's a bit wobbly. It's like good. It's like, you can go see him, and he's like, I can? He's like, yeah. That is the conversation. It's like not directly answering the question, but yet somehow kind of answering the question. So, like, how are you doing? I'll be okay. I'll be okay is not a reasonable answer, but whatever you say, mate. You kept your promise. Well, yeah, duh. He wouldn't just leave you there. Also, the first time he smiles! First time! Smile count number 2! Very valid points. Good job, Rain. Rain smile count number 2! Told you he smiles at this moment. But yeah. And then he smiles again. Very faintly. Very faintly, but he smiles. He's found happiness. It's so cute. Oh my god, this scene! I know I've explained this so many times before, but this scene, it actually made me cry making it. Like, actively made me cry. The whole reason I came up with this story, they both have common things about themselves, and that one is they're very rarely smiling unless they are happy. Yeah, I guess so. True. But this whole. I'm not even joking. I'm pushing doors. You're never gonna let that go, are you? You two are just gonna. Imagine I make it a running joke as well. Like, if I make another scene where, once again, Rain is trying to punch down a door, and then Hero just shows up and is like, please stop punching doors. It's so funny. Um, but yeah. But this scene, I'll be serious for a moment. This scene is the whole reason this series exists. Most of the time when I make stories in my mind for gacha stories, I come up with one idea, one like scene or moment that was that, and then that just causes the whole thing. This scene and moment is the reason this whole thing exists, and I managed to execute it in the perfect way that it just worked. And it made sense to be like a climax. And it just like I envision emotions of my characters very well. So like I vividly kind of like know how much this matters to him. So yeah, what's this pushing an open door to make friends gets friends? I guess so. But yeah, like I understand, like not understand, but like I know the amount of like frustration and pain losing Ariana has caused him. So the reunion between the two of them was just like good God, like actively was like killing me. But yeah, it's like I have a slight surprise. Just casually has a child. It's like I just casually have a child here, and then he's like, "What the heck have I missed?" His expression is like, "I was gone for a week, and there's a child now." He was gone for like a week. Okay, this scene gets sad. I know, like I've seen it enough times that it won't make me cry now, but like my heart still feels it every time, every single freaking time. Like just just the getting down and just like the expression, the everything, the everything is perfect about this. Also, you can't tell because Ariana's head's in the way, but he is crying. The whole freaking time he is crying. You just can't tell because conveniently Ariana's head's in the way. I've explained this before, I'm pretty sure, but like it, you just can't see it. And he's like, "Well, I didn't see that coming." Like, oh, I did such a good job with this scene. I swear, my heart can't take it. Aww, you're so cute. And I can confirm, there is now a lot more trust between the two of them at this place. This scene hits. I know! Like. And we stop there because. Because I'm mean. Where is that episode? Tis here. There's so many of these. There is some that like are really cute that I think. Where is it? There's a couple of these. And most of these are just like, oh my god, wait, they're like father and daughter, and it's so cute, and I'm like, yeah. Um, there's one comment that's talking about Axel. Yeah, now go, Axel. Now Axel, go to sleep. You saved your wolf and his kid. You did well. Now sleep. That one's cute. Um, there's another one. Okay, this one's funny. Seeing the end. Oh, finally, bro says, back, little girl. Papa. Wait, what? That's in French. Good to know. This person's like secretly predicting stuff. Now I can see it again. What was the color of her hair always slightly different? What do you mean the color of her hair? Well, yeah, her hair is a different color from Rain's. Her hair is actually like. Let me get Gacha up real quick. I'll just steal a random character to demonstrate this. Let's take a text dude. Text dude, come here. So, Rain's hair color is these colors. Oriana is here. This is Oriana's hair color, and these are like Rain's hair color. So that's the difference. Um, but yeah, and there was another one down here that was commenting on wasn't this one? No, but this one got me at the questioning, and it got me thinking. Is it gone, or have I just not seen? Here it is. When you realize it's the first time, was it like my guy, you've officially earned Wolfie's trust. 100%. A lot more trust is now between these two at this point in time onwards. Hold on.
Hi. You are not that good at getting dry.
I know.
What's going on here?
Can I finish my live stream? I definitely will shower after, I promise. But yeah, that's that. So I probably won't do this kind of video again until I'm done with Untameable, because there's no point in going through the next 11 episodes. Which half is longer? So far, this half is 14 episodes long. The other half is so far 11. Oh my gosh, the second half is longer than the first half. Anyway, yeah, I probably won't do another one of these Untameable related ones until I'm done with it, because there's no point in trying to do it when I'm not done. So it'll probably be a while until I do an Untameable one. But as suggested by other people that I have admitted in the previous one, I'm probably gonna do very similar videos to some of my other videos. And I think the next lot, if I was to do, is probably gonna be these three ones. So Supernatural Lover, Sensitive Vampire, and Silent Love all in one stream, and then AD along with Never Trust a Snake is also going to be a stream. So with that, that is the end of this stream. I hope you all enjoyed and learned some new random information, Untameable related. And yeah, I will see you all guys some other time, hopefully in the next video that I post. But yeah, I liked the stream too. This was fun. So with that, I will call it a night or a day, depending on what time it is for you, I guess. But yes, goodbye and good night.